Hey, everybody, it's time for the Bronx Buzz. I am thrilled today because we have got two great segments and we're going to get right into it. Our first segment is with two people from the National Dance Institute. Father's Day is coming up. Yes, this is a father and son combo. And so, Jermaine Jones, nice to see you, Jermaine. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And Shawn Jones, that's
Mhm. Thank
can
you.
we hear a formal Happy Father's Day right now on television for Dad?
Happy Father's Day.
There you go. Listen, guys, you guys are part of the National Dance Institute. You've got a very exciting thing all weekend, all Father's Day weekend long, called Music in the Air, a celebration of rock. And it's at NYU Skirball. We're going to talk about all that stuff in a minute. I just want to educate people about the National Dance Institute. Jermaine, you apparently, this is not like last week I decided to join this thing. You have been doing this for a long time. Why don't you explain your relationship with the NDI, and then let's just talk about the Institute in general.
Sure. So interestingly enough, I started as a dancer with NDI when I was in middle school. I
All
was attending a school up in Harlem called Mott Hall, and I was in the sixth grade when I started here, and stayed from sixth through ninth grade. It was a wonderful experience for me, and I loved it. I actually took the class as a way to get out of my this
right.
class. They asked if anyone was interested in dancing, and I didn't do my homework that day, so I decided I was going to go try it out for a dance class.
Boy, is that ever a Bronx story if I ever heard one? But we're going to tell Shawn, don't listen because Shawn is right about that same stage of life. Um, so let's see, 200 talented children from New York City schools are going to be part of this thing. NDI celebrating its 50th anniversary. Jermaine, again, what is NDI? And um, there's so many activities that are so wonderful and so great, but just tell us what it is.
Yeah, so the National Dance Institute was created by legendary principal dancer Jacques D'Amboise back in 1976.
Whose name is right above you over there. Yes, we get
Yes, and he believed that dancing is for everyone, right? Dancing had a huge impact on his life. Being a principal dancer, it changed his life, and he wanted to share that with other children and other people throughout New York City. So he started NDI by just going to a principal at a school and saying, "Hey, would you like me to teach a free dance class?" And they said yes, and that was the first class that we had in 1976. And
wow.
now today we have 51. We have 51 partner schools throughout New York City.
Wow, that's fantastic. One last question for you, and then we're going to bring Shawn into the conversation. What is it about dance, number one, that made you kind of replace your academic schooling for a moment with dance, and then made you say, you know what, I'm going to dedicate a lot of my time and a lot of my life to doing this?
So I think dance was it was very joyful for me. It was something different that I wasn't really used to. But with NDI, I was able to meet children all throughout New York City that I normally wouldn't meet. I had friends from Chinatown, from the Bronx, from Queens, Brooklyn. We just it was a wonderful experience to be a part of that. Also, I was able to perform in places that I know I never would have had an opportunity to. So, I performed at the White House. I performed in
Wow.
Switzerland. Um, Lincoln Center, many places throughout New York City, and it just was a passion for me. And dedicated myself, Saturdays going to rehearsals, and I loved it. So that's why I continued to.
There it is. Shawn, can I assume that you're still academically involved, unlike Dad was at that time?
Yeah.
What about dancing and frankly dancing with Dad and being part of this is good for you, is important for you? What do you like?
Well, I feel I want to start with the reason, like, as I got older, why I decided this is a thing that I really should do and I would enjoy, is because as I got older, I realized that it's not a socially like normal thing for men to dance, and um, I wanted to break the constructs and prove that anybody could dance, and not just maybe females, and even people that are disabled as well.
What an important thing for Father's Day, because obviously your father is committed to it, whether you have outwardly admitted it or not. Certainly, his influence has been something to you. Now, let's just talk about the movement, and then I want to talk about two other things. Certainly, we want to talk about the event coming up. But Shawn, just talk about the movement. Did it take you a while? It's undoubtedly physically grueling and physically demanding. Are you real versatile? Can you dance all different kinds of dances? Just give us a little clue as to the actual movement of it.
Well, NDI teaches a diverse like set of ways to dance. Like if it's tap, ballet, modern, and stuff, and like jazz. But no, I feel like it's only as hard as you push yourself. Which for me, I like to do it as well as I can, which may sometimes end up in maybe me being sore the next day, but it's always worth it for the final.
Yeah, yeah. That's just about anybody who works out at just about anything. They say, I know when I worked out, I had a trainer and I'd say, God, today my muscles are killing me. And he'd say, congratulations. Um, and so, in terms of styles of dance, I'm assuming the National Dance Institute does the whole breadth of it, so to speak.
Yeah, so I would say for our advanced teams, these are children who are on scholarship. We have a summer institute where we train them in some of those classical forms of dance. So they get taught ballet, jazz, tap, modern, as Shawn was saying. But for the in school program, which I can talk about a little bit more, but for the in school program, it's more of a performance based choreography where the children are learning steps over time, learning 16 counts, 18 counts, and combining those together to create a full on dance for the children. So it's more performance based.
Okay, so now the big thing is a celebration of rock, which is interesting. Music in the Air, celebration of rock at NYU Skirball through the weekend, 14th, 15th, and 16th of June. What is the deal with rock now? In the Bronx, we talk hip hop right now, although of course we have roots in all kinds of music. So what's the deal with that? What was the selection of music?
So every year, NDI has a theme for its end of year performance, and this year it really was the celebration of rock. That was the thought of the artistic director this year, Elizabeth Selner, and really it's that emotional connection with music that's really what we're trying to express with the theme this year. You know how you may be sad, you may be joyful, just depending on the feeling that you have at that time. Music can speak to you in a certain way, right? And music and dance go together. So basically, the theme this year or the show takes us through different eras or genres of rock. So going way back to Sister Rosetta Tharpe, who is considered the godmother of rock and roll. We have pieces on with Little Richard, Nirvana.
I got a list here. It's the Strokes and Paramore and all that.
Yes.
One of the things that I really appreciate is you talked about, you do the counts of the beats. There's an education here. So people who say, well, it's dance and, he did it because wasn't good academically. Shawn, let's just talk about the education. You learned music now. You've learned more music. I'm presuming you didn't grow up with Little Richard, but now all of a sudden you've learned all that. There must be something really uplifting about that.
Yeah, I feel like I've been more like introduced to different types of music through NDI, especially this year, because I don't usually listen to rock music,
Yeah,
but I
I'm
feel
sure.
like I've learned to enjoy it a lot more.
Yeah. Well, so there's the education part of it. Before we run out of time, by the way, this is going to happen. It's an 850-seat theater in Greenwich Village over there by NYU. It's just going to be fantastic. But I got to ask Jermaine about the NDI Dream Project. Dancers realize excellence through arts and movement. This is for children with disabilities. You have kids in wheelchairs dancing, and I freaking love it. That's all.
It's a very special program. We are in our 10th year since we started that program. And the program really truly believes that all children deserve the right to have access to the arts, dance and music, and other arts, but specifically for dance. And just to break down that sort of concept that if you are a wheelchair user, or if you need any sort of assisted device, or if you have any neurological challenges, that you can't dance, and that's not true, right? If you can move any part of your body, you can dance. And so with the Dream Project, what we do is we match children who identify as having a disability with some of our children who don't identify as having disability, and we put them together and we create dances for them. We actually have a camp that happens twice a year,
Wow.
where we bring in children. And this year, they are dancing to the Paramore song that you mentioned earlier. And you can see our dream dancers on stage with
It's gonna. I don't want to run out of time. It is so wonderful and so fantastic. Shawn, you excited about the weekend performances?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, a lot. And you've rehearsed and you're ready to go and you're all excited and it's going to be in front of a lot of people. It's just going to be fantastic. So anyway,
It's
so
it's in front of a lot of
yeah, go ahead.
sorry,
Yeah,
it's
please
in
go.
front of a lot of people, but the more that you do it, the more you get used to it. Because there's also separate little shows in between that also get you ready for.
Yeah. And the rehearsing. All right, Jermaine, give us the pitch. So this is happening when? This is happening this weekend, right?
Yes, so it's happening this weekend, June 14th through the 16th. Come by and see us. If you are interested in doing something with your father on Father's Day, we have
Ah,
2 shows on that Sunday. You should definitely try to take a look. If you enjoy dancing, if you want to see 200 New York City public school students on stage with live music, which is very important, definitely come down to NYU Skirball. And you can find out more information at our website at nationaldance.org, or you can get tickets at nyuskirball.org/events, and you
yeah.
can find our tickets
You,
there.
you should get tickets ahead of time. Why not? I mean, do it. Make a day of it. Now, listen, I got this. I got this schedule right here. If I can find it, there are, let's see, performances Saturday at 6, Sunday at 3 and 6, and then Monday the 16th at 6 p.m. Listen, I love you guys. You guys are just. I mean, this is how we're going to save the freaking world. I'm sorry. Let's get the arts out there. Let's get our people out there. Let's get Bronx people out there, and let's dance and let's listen to our music and express our cultures. Jermaine Jones, thank you so much. We appreciate
Thank
your
you.
time. And really, mostly Shawn, we really appreciate you because you're going to be bringing your young colleagues there, and everybody's going to be having a party, and that's what it's all about.
Mm.
Okay, that's great. Hey guys, thank you, Jermaine Jones, Shawn Jones from the National Dance Institute. We're going to take a break. We're going to switch gears in our emotions. We're going to do some interesting um, environmental thing, actually, about the river that's pictured right behind me. Don't go.